Good afternoon, everyone. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, and I had a good day yesterday. And every time you have a good day, something's going to come to push you down. Well, there's been things in my life that I've done, and I wasn't a very good mother, and all that kind of good stuff. But God knows, you never know when it's going to come back and to bite you in the butt. And that hit me today. I was watching my youngest daughter's TikTok video, she's not been able to forgive me and her dad for things in the past, and and I understand that, but it's just that I'm just so bewildered. I mean, I'm hurt. I know she didn't do it to hurt me, but uh, she's telling people what her life was, and there was a couple periods in my time with my kids that I was having a really hard time with her dad. And I had to work and take care of 3 kids myself. And I didn't make very much money. I only made $500 a month, and we lived in Arizona. We had to live in some pretty dumpy places to be able to afford the rent and eat and stuff too. Of course, we did have food stamps at the time, but and it was like, it was hard. It was hard trying to raise 3 kids by yourself, and I was stupid anyway. I didn't, and I know a lot of people would say, "Well, now everybody knows that." No, no. I mean, I spent 14 years with a man that beat me and knocked me around, starved us, and I was naive when I married him. Anyway, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew we had to keep a roof over our head, and I did that. And I knew I was supposed to clothe and feed my kids. I knew all that kind of stuff, but there was other issues I didn't know how to handle. And their father and I broke up, and he went and got with another woman, and I'm trying to work, and he keeps coming over, him and her fighting, and all the toxic trauma, and with the way I had to live, not very nice home life and stuff like that, with what little money I had. If I'd have called the police on them, they'd all come in there, and my kids would have went in the system. And I know a lot of people don't look at that like, well, isn't there something? No, there wasn't. And so I come up with this bright idea, because he kept coming over, fighting with me, fighting with her, just causing all kind of ruckus, and I never knew when he was coming. And while I was at work, I didn't know what he was doing at my house when he was there. I didn't know whether or not he was going to come and try to take my kids or turn me in or something like that. When I wasn't doing anything, I was trying the best that I knew how to take and feed and put a roof over my kids' head on, and feed them too, and get them to the doctors and stuff like that. And I one day, I don't know, I got this goofy idea that maybe he would quit coming over and bothering the whole situation if I told the kids to go live with him, and go tell him that I was a horrible mother, and that she kicked us out and all like that. Well, I truly, really didn't kick him out, but that was the only way I felt at the time that I knew how to deal with him. And so that they did. They all went over to their dad's and his woman's place, and told him that, and so they stayed over there, except for my son. My son come back. He said he wasn't going to do that, so he come back to stay with me. But when my daughter told that on that TikTok, I didn't, I mean, I had done forgot all about that had happened. And she's saying how traumatizing that was to know that your mother throwed you away and didn't want you and told you to get out. Well, I thought they understood the reason, and of course, kids don't understand. I mean, I know that today, but that's breaking my heart to know that I traumatized her like that. And then she went with her dad, and of course, her dad was a drunk, and I shouldn't have known better than that. But I didn't. I was stupid, and I know that's no excuse. I should have been able to find a way to pick up and take us all back to Ohio. Young people don't think. How old was I at the time? I think I was 30, 37, 37, 35, something like that. And didn't know how to think for myself. I really didn't. I thought I was thinking, but I wasn't. So I'm not by any means trying to make any excuses for myself because I should have found a way to know better. I should have found a way to uh and I know you don't think you grow up in such trauma and toxic relationships, you don't think that the things that you do is going to traumatize your kids. So that's hurting me really bad. I come down to the Beaver Creek to sit down here. And I did text my daughter, my youngest daughter, and told her how horribly sorry I am that I saw her TikTok and how horribly sorry. I mean, I I didn't try to make any excuses for myself other than I was stupid. I know, and that sounds dumb, and I shouldn't have done it. But I sent her a long text and told her how sorry I was, and please forgive me, not for me, but for her. And see, each child is different. Now, my oldest daughter, she was in among that too, but she don't think about it. That didn't traumatize her like it did my youngest. And there was other things that I did that traumatized my son. And so it's all different. So each one of your children are different. So when we aren't raised in a manner and taught if you're going to have kids, this is the kind of thing how you got to raise your kids. So when I look back on that and I heard her words and that just crushed my heart. So any of you young people out there that are watching and you have kids or you're thinking about having kids, know what the hell you're doing. I didn't know nothing. That bottom line. And but I'm really having a hard time over this and I don't know how to get over it. Other than I gotta forgive myself, but I just found it out. I mean, I knew I did it, but I forgot about it. Didn't dawn on me that it traumatized her like that because it didn't traumatize the other two. And so how do I get past it? I've been in a process of healing anyway about uh, how men treated me in the past. Now, that I can look back and I can say, well, if my husband wouldn't have been an alcoholic and if he hadn't have run around and cheated on me and stuff like that, but it was hard on trying to live in Arizona with $500 a month and I had to go to work every day and worry myself sick that he was going to come uh, and that's the kind of man he was. He was the kind of man that if he wanted to do what he wanted to do and get me in trouble, he would have just called children's services and make up stuff or whatever. It would take him, one of the two. I might have come home and found him completely gone, and I would have went through that. So anyway, I made the wrong choices. I made the wrong choices. I should have, like I said, found a way to gather up some money and gather us up and take us back to Ohio. But I didn't. I made the choice that I'd made, and now here I am. Uh, it bit me in the butt now today. So now I've got to get through that trauma, and trying to heal from that, and trying to help her heal without getting interfering in her life. She's having hard enough time as it is for herself. So, but I just want y'all to know that, see, things come like this when you're trying to press forward and do better for yourself. Something will come along to try to push you down, and keep you down on the ground. So I got myself up out of there. I was still in my pajamas, which I shouldn't have been, but I'm trying to do my channel and stuff, and trying not to let some of the people on there push me down and make me feel like I'm stupid, and I don't know what I'm doing, and stuff like that, and I'm just not. I'm a very sensitive person, and when other people don't like me, there you go, or they're going to say derogatory things to me, or kind of tell me I'm this or I'm that or whatever the case may be. So here I am, trying to figure out how to get through it without making myself hurt so bad over it. And I can't fix her. I can't help her other than I sent a message and told her to forgive me. And so if you take the time, I mean, if you got kids already, man, don't go the path that I did. Try your best. Go to family. Whatever you got to do to get help if you're struggling to take care of your kids, and you ain't got a home, or you do have a home and you can't feed them, and stuff like that, and with the government shutting down different agencies for help for people like uh, women that have children and stuff like that. Stand up, and you got to find a way. You got to find a way. Don't let your kids fall by the wayside. Find a way to fight for them. Find a way to keep them strong. Find a way to let them know that they're loved, and that you'll stand up and fight for them, and you won't throw them away. Because kids think differently than we do. We know in our head that we think we know how we're handling it, but they see it totally different. So anyway, I just got to say that. I just had to say that, and I want to say, remember, a merry heart doeth good like medicine, and I keep saying that. And I'm trying to have a merry heart today, but how can you have a merry heart when you know you crushed your children's world, and you find out about it 81 years later? Trying to move forward, man, at 81 and trying to start a whole new chapter in my life is hard, man. And you what are you gonna do? I mean, you don't want to. Who you gonna talk? Who you gonna talk it over with? I mean, you could, but I don't wanna. Bring such a downer conversation to other people. And but anyway, a broken spirit will dry up your bones. So here's what I gotta do. I gotta just ask the Creator to please heal her. And if she never talks to me again, I guess I have to live with that. But heal her of that trauma, of my stupidity from the past. And I do believe that the Creator's bringing all this stuff to me at this point in time in my life so I can heal. And but it's hard. So I gotta tell myself, just like I tell y'all, if choice if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. But remember, if you believe you can, then pull your bootstraps up and find ways to make life better, not just for you, but for them too. And try to make this channel better so I can make more and more money, and I'll be able to help them out and different things. So anyway, remember, take that step forward, everybody, if you believe you can. All right, take care of your kids. Don't don't let your kids feel like you have abandoned them, or you don't love them, or whatever. Don't yell at them. Don't just take care of them and love them. All right, y'all. You have a great day.